Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. We are live from the studio here at DNVR on a Wednesday afternoon. Another beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. Great show coming up for you today. I'm Harrison Wind. I got Brendan Vogt with me.
What's up, man? How are you? It's not as hot this week. Have you noticed that? And now it's beautiful and wonderful. I mean, today, maybe yesterday was a bad example.
Yesterday, I looked down at my iPhone, you know, the only weather app you can trust out there, the iPhone weather app, and it just said 99 degrees.
Yeah, yesterday's a bad example.
I don't even know if that's the hottest it got, but I was contemplating some bad things at that moment.
Yeah, I may have to take this back. No, there were a couple of days over the weekend that were really nice. I saw Eddington over the weekend. Has anyone seen that yet? The new RE. Yeah, it's incredible.
I have no idea what you guys just said.
It's really about the absurdity of the various sort of societal storylines that happened all at once when COVID broke and how everyone lost their minds.
Yeah.
And it's not even about taking a side of like who is right or wrong about major issues is of little interest to him versus confronting us with how much we all really lost it and how crazy he has to crank the dial before it becomes something unrecognizable, helping you realize what we all just went through, which was insane and nothing less.
Yeah. I have this theory that people also go insane the hotter it gets.
That too. And
like,
it's
this
only
is how
hotter.
I don't know how people live in Phoenix per se, where D-line is right at this moment.
Could explain everyone in Phoenix, though.
I think he's landing right now, but I go crazy when I'm in like 90 plus degree weather for longer than a week at a time or something. I just can't do it. I get pissed. I'm like not a fun person to be around. It affects me.
It's terrible. And sometimes one of my hobbies, I'm not even kidding, not a hobby. That's way too strong. When I'm bored, I will check the weather in Phoenix though, and just think how and why.
Last time I had to go to the Phoenix office, the air temperature said 126, and their office is like right downtown, so you get the city effect too. I walked out of my car and I was like,
126 is insane.
I walked out of my car and I was like, this isn't a real place. I'm sure this is what hell feels like.
I don't know how people do it, man.
By draining all of the resources in the immediate area.
Anyways, temperature outside right now is 96.
Oh, there you go.
So it's heating up. Feels great in this studio, though. We got Kale on the ones and twos as well today. Fun show coming up. We're going to look back on some historic all-time Nikola Jokic games from last season that you probably forgot about. There are definitely some that you remember, but I've got 5 that you might have forgotten about. And so we're going to run through those. I'm very excited for that. But first, our top story vote. Our king, Nikola Jokic, is back in action.
Let's go.
We've got EuroBasket coming up, and Serbia has started to play some exhibition games, some friendly games. These games are behind closed doors, but Jokic's stat line has been leaking out, at least from the first one. I think they just played another one today against Poland and won. I haven't seen his stat line from that, but these are closed door scrimmages. But it did leak out. 20 points, 19 rebounds, 9 assists.
19 rebounds. First of
against
all,
Bosnia.
Can we address how crazy it is in 2025 that something like a stat line could still be leaked? You know what I mean? That you do things behind closed doors and no one actually knows.
Yeah.
And reports trickle out. He had 20, 19, and 9. It sounds like, you know those stories of the Team USA scrimmages and stuff?
Yeah.
That there's only a little bit of footage of, and I didn't know you could keep things secret anymore. But yeah, apparently Jokic up to Jokic things. 19 rebounds. Which
again, this isn't a 40-minute game, and I think they blew out Bosnia too. So this was kind of just a ho-hum. I'm going to roll the ball out and get 2019 and 9 type game.
I think they scored like 129 points too, which in a 40-minute game is absurd.
It was 126-89, so it was a drubbing. I'm sure Jokic was sitting, to Harrison's point, at I'm sure he wasn't playing the whole game. 20 points, 19 rebounds, 9 assists. And the other thing I'm sure, as a lifelong Nikola Jokic watcher, is that it was probably light work. It was probably really easy for him.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody in the comments says they read it was within 23 minutes.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
No, it checks out. I mean, how long do you think he played in exhibition against Bosnia where they won by
a 40-minute game?
Yeah, by 30.
Probably about 23 minutes.
Probably about 23 minutes.
But I mean, how many total rebounds do you think there were in 23 minutes?
Maybe guys were bricking and Jokic was just cleaning. I don't know, man. But I'll tell you what I do know, checks out.
Yeah.
He's that good.
For sure. So they'll have some more of these exhibition games coming up. I'm sure we'll hear more about Jokic's stat lines, but I don't think offense is going to be a problem for Serbia in this EuroBasket tournament.
I would think for the most part it is not. Yeah, I think they've got a to get
stacked offensive team. I mean, Jokic, Bogdanovic, just like offensive talent up and down the roster. It's really just going to be about defense, but I can't wait for EuroBasket, man.
It's, I mean, Jokic gets to play a particular way with that team.
Yeah.
And it does change in certain moments. Like there were moments against Team USA and scenarios like that where it's pretty similar. Hey, be a god and it's our chance. But there is a certain way they want to play that is now used to playing around him. And he's comfortable playing with a lot of these guys. He likes playing with a lot of these guys. And it's the 19 rebounds and 9 assists, 20 points in 23 minutes is insane. Mm-hmm. But Jokic, I think, is just going to be able to do his basketball savant thing for most of this tournament. And it's going to be a real treat to watch.
Yeah. A lot of people, I know I did get stuck in 2 players. My bad. I didn't have the roster up in front of me. But a lot of people have, tweeted at me, or I get a lot of comments about, oh, I wish he was resting, or, I don't want him to get hurt, or is this good for the Nuggets? My take on it now, after like having a good feel for, who Jokic is as a person and what really drives him and what gets him going, I think him playing for the national team overall is a good thing for the Nuggets. Because I think it's a good thing for him.
It rejuvenates him, I think.
I think he's at a point in his career where it rejuvenates him. He likes the camaraderie he has. He likes the chemistry. He likes being with those guys.
Yeah.
And also, I think Serbia is at a point, and we've talked about this on this show, with Coach Pesic and the standing that Jokic has with him, where Jokic's pretty much coaching the team.
Yep.
And they're playing how he wants to play. And I think that goes into it as well. This team is playing how he wants to play. It's the style he wants. It's at a pace, and they have this synergy that really gets him excited. And just for his overall health, mindset and, even body, I think this can get him into a little bit of shape. And it's not like if he wasn't playing in this, he wouldn't be playing at all. I just think overall this is a good thing for him and good thing for the Nuggets that he plays.
You play a lot of basketball together, and slowly the roster changes over the years, but you do get used to some of it. And it's these guys at the core of all this are kids that love going to the park and playing and changing it up and playing with different people. It just straight up on that surface can be enough to be, this was fun. That's right. This is a sport that I've had fun playing. And that's not to, by the way, diminish the competitiveness in and around this tournament, just literally different. And some of that roster, when you were talking about Micic, Guduric, Bogdanovic, Petrosev, Jokic, Alexa Avramovic, Jovic, Topic, Dobric, a lot of the familiar, the usual suspects with some more NBA names. I think Alan Smoljic even. Did I say that? Smoljic? I can't say that. I apologize.
He was the next Jokic.
He was the next.
According to Joe Lacob.
He was the warrior, right? Yep. But yeah, and then some names you recognize like Milutinov and Avramovic and stuff.
Milutinov
they should be really good.
A namestay for a decade now at center/backup.
It's hilarious how familiar we become with a handful of these names too. You go, I'm actually excited to watch some of these guys play again beyond Jokic because I've gotten familiar with them. Avramovic, Alexa, my guy.
Shut down SGA.
Top of my international my guys list, non-superstar edition.
Yeah, Yaremaw's not really getting the national team nod.
Nope.
Lately.
He is not. By the way,
fallen out of favor with Pesic, I guess.
Yeah, and if you were wondering, it is Pesic again, of course.
Oh, I am so happy it's Pesic, man. I love that guy.
And Ogie will be there as well.
Yeah, you've really done an about face on Pesic. You used to be a Pesic hater.
Well, I mean, he's just such a character that I like that aspect of him too, man. He's just, he just fits such a great prototype of the Serbian national team coach. And I like that Jokic has a good relationship with him too. He has made some very questionable decisions.
No, totally.
Very questionable decisions in the past that have maybe contributed to some of their worst losses. But I like Pesic being at the helm.
He's almost a caricature of himself.
He totally is.
He's just so. I've been trying to find a word for when things are exactly like you'd expect. Beyond predictable.
It's like
and
straight out of a movie, man.
Yeah, dude. You're like, hey, I told you, there's a really old, knowledgeable, crotchety Serbian coach who some people think has been doing this for too long, but won't give it up.
It's him.
It's that guy, man. You couldn't build him in a lab.
Yeah. But I do think it is really notable how he's let Jokic kind of take over some of the philosophy of the team. I don't think a lot of Pesic type coaches out there would let Jokic do that. But
two changes going there, which is Pesic maybe getting older, being more receptive to it, also recognizing, of course, Jokic's unique brilliance, and then Jokic assuming more of the I want to have an input on X, Y, Z, or more aptly X and O here.
Yeah, absolutely. Another top story today. We got some Nuggets coaching news. This actually just came across the timeline. Didn't have this in my notes beforehand, but Ryan Bowen is the new coach of the Grand Rapids Gold, the G League team. There were I heard some rumblings about this, but now it's official. So Bowen going from the assistant coaching ranks, he was a second line assistant, obviously been a mainstay with the Nuggets on the coaching staff, replacing Andre Miller as head coach of the Gold. I wonder what this means for Andre Miller.
I was just going to say, I wonder if he takes another job. I know in the beginning...
Or maybe he's bumping up to an assistant coach with the Nuggets.
Or he prefers some kind of different position, maybe like front office. Some people had to kind of feel it out. In the very beginning, anytime I think you hire a former player, there's a little bit of an education process of, this is a very draining, all-in kind of a gig.
Yeah.
It's not the 4 quarters you're coaching, pregame prep. You're just sort of always on the clock at this job. That's a bit of an adjustment. Ryan Bowen, a lifelong coach, see how much he throws himself at this. This is a really cool opportunity for a guy who has been around for a long time. And just to be frank, really deeply connected with Michael Malone. So when that went down,
that's interesting.
The concept, his future, I guess, just on paper, all of a sudden I had questions about it. And he's found this role with the Nuggets organization, which will include, I think, working with some faces he already knows. And it's a good opportunity for him, and I'm excited for him, and I hope it works out.
That's what's really interesting. That's a good point you brought up. A lot of the mainstays from Michael Malone's staff are not here anymore. There are some holdovers for sure. Ogie Stojakovic is still here. But Ryan Saunders, Popeye Jones, the 2 of the top assistants on his staff from last year are gone. Charles Klask is not here anymore.
Right.
So I do wonder if this was like, is Ryan Bowen still going to be here? Does he want the G League job? I wonder if that thinking went into it at all.
Yeah, I mean, to what extent it was a mutual decision
to
sort of do something different than just sit on that bench. But he's still a part of the organization. And, this is what he does. This is what he's done. This has been his career. Got a family in the area, of course. So I wish the best for Ryan Bowen, and it might work out as well. Very excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about some of the guys that will be in the G League a lot this season, De'Ron Holmes.
Yep.
I think that's probably the first name that comes to mind.
Yeah.
He obviously has a good relationship with him just from being with the Nuggets last season. And then, the two-way guys as well. Those are probably the big names to
probably
keep an
cool
eye
for
on.
them to see a face that they're used to being with. Because I've tried to ask two-way guys this. It's hard without it sounding too, almost demeaning, I think, or putting them in a tough spot. But to how much of an extent are you able to feel like you're still a part of the organization? In terms of your development, Do you have an idea of what you're doing with Denver, and then you go to the Gold and everything feels different? Is there a through line between the two?
Right.
And maybe Ryan
I think
Bowen
this will help with that through line.
Precisely.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. On the other side, we'll get to our main topic today, reliving some of Nikola Jokic's best games from last season that you might have forgotten about.
They start to blend together. It's always fun to go parse. Denver's best roofers are on DNVR's team. That's our team. Go with the pros at Red Hawk Roofing. Get your roof checked once a year. It's preventative medicine for the home that you pour your life into. And the last thing you want to see is something pouring into that home. Make sure you're covered. There's no project too small for our guys at Red Hawk. They're your go-to for everything from minor repairs to full replacement for your home or your business. Could start small, that relationship grow into something really beautiful, even bigger. And God forbid there's a bigger project that needs to be done. You know that they have long-lasting relationships with you and people you trust, quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. And they're Colorado's best estimators and contracts. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. Tell them DNVR sent you.
Also, shout out to Miller Lite. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. 50 years of Miller Lite. The reason they've been able to do it for 50 years. Great taste, simple ingredients, 96 calories, and it's the perfect beer for any occasion. If you're, grilling with friends, if you're at a park, if you're watching a game, Miller Lite is perfect for all that. It's a light beer that tastes like beer. Perfect for beer lovers. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces, a great choice without weighing you down. It's also a taste you can depend on, trusted by beer lovers for 50 years, and it's brewed for taste. Simple ingredients, 96 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces, the original light beer since 1975, and it's still iconic 50 years later. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to millerlite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast. I picked out 5 games, Vogt, that I even forgot about from last season that were all-time historic Nikola Jokic games. A couple parameters I went with. These were just wins.
Okay.
So no, I do not have the Wizards losses in there, even though we can talk about it maybe after, but Jokic was all-time historic in those as well.
Okay, so wins only.
Just wins. And these are just from the regular season too, because
Okay.
I did not forget about some of the all-time games he had in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in there.
Those ones I definitely remember. So these are from the regular season. And I also left out some of, the ones that probably come to top of mind, like the 60-10-10 game. We all remember that one, even though it came in a loss. So that wouldn't have fit anyway. The 30-20-20 game. We remember that one too. That's firmly in my mind. So I went with 5 that you might have forgotten about. Our first game, January 23rd, 2025. 35 points, 22 rebounds, 17 assists. Do you remember this game? This game was against the Sacramento Kings. The Nuggets won 132-123. And in this game, Nikola Jokic recorded his 5th consecutive triple-double of the season.
5th consecutive, that's right.
Also, it was 5 straight triple-doubles before the start of the fourth quarter.
That's what it was.
Do you remember that?
Yes, that's why I remember it. Yes.
He became the first player since Wilt Chamberlain to record 35 points, 22 rebounds, and 17 assists in a single game.
Not since Wilt.
And the headline of this, though, 5 straight triple doubles before the fourth quarter. That is absolutely insane. I remember when it was happening. 5 straight triple doubles before the start of the fourth quarter. Like, what?
You could argue this is, as far as sustained stretch of regular season basketball, these 5 games, maybe the very best we've ever seen Jokic play.
Insane. Was this the game with the heave too? I think it might have been.
Well, that would just be insane.
Kings at home. I think it might have been.
Yeah, so the Nuggets won this game. Well, it looks fairly handedly, but it probably didn't feel that way.
132-123. Sacramento, of course, in vintage Nuggets fashion, outscored Denver 38-22 in the fourth quarter to make it a game.
Christian Brown and Mike had 21 and 20 each. It was a big Christian Brown game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I do remember because this was obviously, look, this last year, he doesn't win MVP. Everyone who's watched him really closely would tell you it's actually the best he's ever been across 82 games, with the exception of the defense. Fair enough. But offensively, for sure, the best he's ever been across 82 games. And in this moment you've highlighted here through one game, it was the lightest work. These games were over before they were over.
That is a theme of these games. Light work.
Light work. And it just never, such greatness looking so easy. Not like this force, this show of sheer will, right? And force of nature. Just actually know this is easy for me. I've never seen anything like it.
A couple more notes on this game. This was the Kings. He was going against Sabonis.
Shout out.
Who he always just puts up massive numbers against.
He does do that.
Sabonis will sometimes get his. I mean, Sabonis had 23, 19, and 8 this game. So a big game from him, but shot 10 of 21, whatever. Jokic always dominates Sabonis. I mean, it's just easy work for him. But yeah, the triple-double for the start of the fourth quarter was huge. And also this, according to Basketball Reference's game score, they have this game score statistic, which pretty much combines all their counting stats, maybe some other stuff too, but it spits out a number. And if you sort by that number, it pretty much sorts by his best individual games of the year. This was his second best game score last year. Only behind the 61, 10, and 10 against the Timberwolves.
And you know what else I just remembered about this game? You know why it looks kind of close and why my memory, it was fake close? Because Doug McDermott checks in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And in about 11 minutes.
It was Doug McDermott, you're right.
He goes 5 of 6 from 3. He's a plus 20 in 11 minutes of a 9-point loss.
This game single-handedly got Doug McDermott on my free agency big board for the Nuggets this summer. This is the game.
Yeah, those are the... people say the coach GMs that get wrecked by a guy and then they want them on their team.
Oh, it happens every time.
If I'm coaching against that, I'm like, hey, can we get that guy next to Jokic?
Jokic shot 12 and 19 in this game, missed just 7 shots, 2 of 3 from 3.
Trade him.
Also, this was only in 37 minutes. It's not even like he played 40 minutes in this game.
Right.
37 minutes, he was a plus 11, 35, 22, and 17.
And 9 of 10 from the line, too.
Yeah.
I had to rewatch all these games just getting ready for the show to try and grab screen grabs and stuff. Yeah. And his fourth quarter was crazy. He missed like 1 shot in the last 5 minutes or something. It was insane.
Yeah, this was a classic, just Jokic masterpiece. Russell Westbrook started this game, had a great game.
Was this in the middle of that? Is Murray?
Murray also started, so they played together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So someone. Oh, AG
was out. A lot of these games, funny enough, came with Aaron Gordon out. I mean, he had a real injury-plagued season, but
yeah, Russ had 18, 7 of 10 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our next game on the list here, November 10th, 2024, early in the season last year, 37, 18, and 15 against the Dallas Mavericks. This was a close win over the Mavs, 122-120 early in the season. And if you remember, this was a Jokic-Kyrie duel. Kyrie had, I think it was 43 points in this game. This is a ridiculous game from Kyrie too, going back and looking at the box score. He shot 17 of 22 in this game, Kyrie Irving
Good
did.
Lord.
But he was a -6 and they lost.
Oh, yeah, and this was one of those...
Kyrie had a chance for a buzzer beater 3 too, and he missed it.
Yeah.
Because there's a handful of times where the Nuggets will play Dallas and, Luka's decent or whatever, but just sort of feels like, okay, we can hold this. Mm-hmm. But Kyrie is what might make the damn break.
Yeah.
And, man, originally when you said Kyrie duel, I thought of the
game winner he had. Was that last season?
No, I think that was 2 years ago now. Yeah. The lefty hook runner, which is like, why did you even take that until it went in?
Such a gut punch.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So Jokic, 37, 18, and 15 triple-double. First player in NBA history to post that stat line. The Jokic-Kyrie duel. And then, I went back and watched kind of the last couple minutes of this. This was a really close game. 118 with under 2 minutes left. Kyrie hit a ridiculous fadeaway on Piwat. That was just such a crazy shot to go up 120, 118. Then Jokic scored on his own offensive rebound. Classic. Tipped it in 120, 120. Then Kyrie missed a 3. Great defense from Peyton Watson on this play, who closed this game. And Peyton Watson actually blocked this Kyrie
That's
three-pointer.
right. Now
he blocked it. Game. And then the Nuggets have the ball with a chance to win 120-120. They try to run two-man game. It blows up. They can't get anything going. The ball finds MPJ. Do you remember this?
I don't.
The ball finds Mike. He gets into the lane on this broken play. Runner from 14 feet. It's the game winner.
Shout out.
Then Kyrie misses a 3 out of a timeout at the buzzer for the win.
First of all, one of my thoughts listening to you talk about this, there have been a lot of good Nuggets Mavericks games in the last 3-4 years. At least in my estimation.
They're always good games, it seems like.
It seems like there's the Jokic game winner where it straight up looked like Luka was going to cry. There's the Kyrie game winner where I cried. There's this game. There's a lot of good ones in there. There was the in-season tournament one where Mike actually kind of went off a little bit, and that was a real back and forth. This is a classic one. This game Harrison's brought up, just so you at home know. Every starter is a plus in the plus minus column, and the bench is -7, -13, -11, and only 3 guys played.
Yeah. Jokic played 38 minutes in this game. He was a plus 13, and they won by 2.
10 Zeke Naji minutes, though. Only a -11.
This was another game without AG. Peyton Watson started and played great. 16 points, 5 rebounds in that block I talked about. In
4 from 3.
In 40 minutes. He was 4 of 4 from 3. I remember that too.
Wow, this is sneakily turning into a PWAT masterclass.
Hey, interesting. But the bench was really bad in this game. Strother, 23 minutes. Oh, he did have 12 points, had a good offensive game. But Westbrook, not a great game, shot 3 of 10, and then some really rough Zeke minutes.
And Malone didn't play.
Malone went 8 deep in this game.
8 deep in this game. And you know what? Might have needed to.
Might have been the right choice. Yeah. But this was just an all-time game looking back at it.
Man, that's fun.
All right, let's hit one more before this next break. We'll go to November 8th, 2024. So just right before this Mavs game, 30, 14, and 11 for Jokic in a win over the Heat. That was a pretty easy win, 135-122. The thing that stood out about this game, he shot 11 of 13. He missed 2 shots total, and he only hit 1 3. 30, 11, and 14, 11 of 13 shooting from Jokic in 40 minutes. Just ridiculous stuff. He joined Wilt Chamberlain as just the second player in NBA history to record that stat line on at least 80% shooting from the field.
Another not since Wilt. And
some of my favorite games are the ones where Jokic misses 1 or 2 shots.
Right. And 100% from the field. This was one of those, it's sort of interesting. I think the Jokic-Bam matchup kind of helps explain how difficult it is to guard in the NBA and guard Jokic.
Yeah.
Bam is this truly brilliant defensive center in his versatility, his switchability, what he allows you to do defensively that other centers, even better offensive centers, can't. And he's just too small for Jokic. Like, he just can't guard Jokic.
Yeah.
So congrats on all the versatility and the defensive utility and all of that. And then the finals happened and it was like, man, these guys are big.
Yeah.
And Jokic is really big.
It was the finals for me. And I mean, that was after going through Rudy Gobert in 5 games that round. And I mean, every matchup that he has with Rudy, it's like, this guy is the 4-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But he looks like that against 29 other teams.
Right. No, I feel like I underrate Bam because I mostly watch Bam flail against Jokic. And
we watch him 2 times a year.
Yeah, and it's
against the
Nuggets. Just doesn't go very well for him. By the way, the bench starter dynamic we talked about in the last game.
Yeah.
Listen to these numbers from the starting 5. MPJ plus 24, Peyton plus 12, Jokic plus 26, Jamal Murray plus 28, Christian Brown plus 14. This was a 13-point game. I'm looking forward to the depth this year, Harrison.
This exercise is another reminder that last year's bench was maybe even worse than we remember. And next year it has a chance to be so good.
Unbelievable.
Chat's pointing out this is the no-look behind-the-back touch pass to AG during that game, too.
You're right.
Would it have been? I don't know if that's true, actually, because I don't think AG played in this game.
Oh, yeah. AG did not play
AG did not play this because this is another PWAT start where he's great. By the way, every starter was great in this game. Mike had 21 points, 5 of 10 from 3. Peyton Watson, 7-11. Open 24 hours.
This was in the stretch without AG where Peyton Watson looked great with the starters.
Yep. They got a great Jamal
Which
game.
has been a theme.
They even got 21 from Christian. This should have been a 40-point blowout.
Right.
Oh, my God.
How was it not? Oh, they went minus 12 in the 9 Zeke Najee or Tunner Tyson minutes and minus 10 in the 3 Zeke Najee minutes.
Oh, my God.
Minus 10 in 3 minutes.
There's a little bit of this is the guy.
That is a microcosm for last season for sure.
There's a little bit of imagine coaching. And I'm not saying Malone, he made his own mistakes, but imagine coaching that team and everyone's yelling at you to just play this guy more. You're like, hang on, let me see that box score again. 3 minutes.
3 minutes minus 10. I should have gone back and just watched those minutes.
Yeah, those.
I might do that.
I bet 5-5-5-5-5-5-ish did.
He definitely did. Yeah, great game from Christian Brown. 21 on 7 and 9 shooting.
That Christian had a handful of
he had a lot
plus
of games.
Yeah, 8+ games.
Yeah.
And he had a good year.
Yeah. Strother played big minutes in this one.
That Malone liked Strother.
He loved him.
You know?
Bad game from the bench, though. All right, let's hit a break. We'll talk about a couple more of these on the other side.
The Nuggets drubbed the Heat in the finals, and they did it with some home court advantage. You in Denver got to enjoy a lot of it, and the Nuggets got to feel real secure playing in front of the diehards in their first ever finals, bringing it home. And just like your favorite team needs that home court advantage, you need home floor advantage in your own home. That's why you got to get hooked up with Empire Today, the absolute GOATs, the emperors of flooring. This is all they do. This is not part of what they do. It's not a big warehouse store. It's not an IKEA or something where there's like a million different things that they provide. It's flooring. And so when you talk to an expert, you're getting just that, an expert on flooring. And you know that you get precise measurements taken. All of your questions are answered. And they bring the showroom to your home before that flooring's in there. So there are just no surprises when that professional installation team gets to your home. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. You did hear that right. A $350 discount with code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday/DNVR for full details.
Let's talk about Raising Cane's. Let's get hungry. Heading out on your next summer road trip, you got to order at raisingcanes.com or on the Cane's mobile app to satisfy your chicken finger fix in a snap. Then you pick it up on your road trip. Keep on going. Eat Cane's in the car. At Raising Cane's, every chicken finger is hand battered and cooked to order. Every crinkle cut fry is crispy and perfectly salted. Every Texas toast is buttered to perfection. Every Cane's sauce is made in restaurant each day. Ready to be dipped in. Are you hungry yet? Yes, definitely. You can get your order today at Cane's. Keep the road trip going. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. I gotta get these reads out of it. Every time I read this, and there's actually a Raising Cane's on my drive home from work, and usually after the show, within the next hour or so, I'm leaving the office.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
It's not good. It's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
But I don't know. It speaks to Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Heading out on your next summer road trip. Got to order at raisingcanes.com or on the Cane's mobile app. All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast. This is fun. Reminiscing about Nikola Jokic's best games from last season that you might have forgotten about.
Never a bad idea to talk Jokic.
This next game, December 8th, 2024. A lot of these came in December.
I think someone in the chat called this one out, by the way.
Against the Hawks, the Nuggets won 141-111, but this was a just monster game from Jokic. 48 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals in only 35 minutes.
I believe this may have been the response to a Wizards loss and Jokic saying, maybe I'm wrong, but did they start like 12-9 or something, or 11-9 or something? And there's a Wizards loss in there, I believe. And Jokic
correct.
Jokic gets upset and they respond with this 30-point win. And it's actually kind of the first time of the regular season where we didn't know it yet, but this is the exhale moment.
So the Nuggets were 11-10 going into this game.
Yeah.
They had just lost at the Wizards when Jokic had 56 points.
Oh, yeah. That's hard to do
in
man.
a
Losing
9-point loss to the Wizards. And it also prompted Jokic saying, in my country, you might not get a paycheck if you have a stretch like this.
Everyone heard that one.
Everyone was like, I kind of want my paycheck.
You know who told me that quote like wasn't that big of a deal, but I'm pretty sure he heard it. Christian Brown, who was a plus 34 in that game.
So the Nuggets come back and just put it on the Hawks, 141-111. Jokic has 48 points in 35 minutes. Just an absolute ridiculous game. And they responded by going on a quick little 3-game win streak here.
And this is no Jamal. So Russ is in. And Russ does a good job. I mean, he's 4 of 6, only 9 points, but 11 assists.
Great game from Russ. Plus 12.
But Christian and Mike, again. Mike has 26 on 12 of 17 shooting, and Christian 7-11 from the field. This was another one of those games.
Christian had so many of these games, man. Just like 7 of 10, 7 of 11, 20 points.
Yep, 100%. 100%. And this one, 4 assists and 2 steals on a block. Again, plus 34. The Christian is a guy where when they struggle and he looks mad about it, almost always bet on him the next game. Figuratively. Bet responsibly.
This was a game that Aaron Gordon did play in, but only played 23 minutes. So I believe, the injury or one of the injuries was probably top of mind there.
He's 1 of 6. It's not. So you don't really have AG in this game.
Yeah. This was also a game that Jalen Pickett played in and was a plus 18 in 17 minutes off the bench.
That's right. I bet Adam remembers this one.
Yeah, this is the game Adam would have brought up.
For sure.
Yeah.
5 points, 5 assists off the bench.
I mean, there was, I think, a bunch of garbage time in this game, but still, the Nuggets did win by 30 points. 141-111. 48 points in 35 minutes is crazy, while only making 3 threes.
But in 35 minutes, it's actually insane. It's actually insane. Got some free throws in this game, 11 of 13, which is how certain big men in this league get to eat every day, and you can only imagine what that would look like for Jokic. 3 steals, too. He was just not effing around in this one.
This is another game that came against Larry Nance, who, first team Jokic respecter.
We got to get him on the pod.
Larry Nance, of course, was on the court and guarding Jokic a lot for that masterclass he had when
the Pelicans
beat the Pelicans with that like crazy second half and overtime he had a couple years ago. Nance played 24 minutes in this game.
Nance called that, by the way, the best performance he's ever seen live. We should have when Nance retires, we should have him on the show and just be like, can you recount all the times Jokic?
We should do this exact same segment with Larry Nance.
100%.
5 games Jokic had against Larry Nance that you forgot about.
Yeah, and he's like, I did not forget any of them, guys.
I feel like Jokic has some monster games against the Hawks too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Hawks.
Yeah.
Great offseason though.
All right, our 5th game here. This is another early season one, October 29th against the Nets. 2nd game of the year, I believe. 29, 18, and 16 with just 1 turnover. My note from this game, this was Nikola Jokic's 7th 25, 15, and 15 game of his career. That is more than every other active player combined. And how this game went, Nuggets were down 125-123 with 10 seconds left in this game. They were down on the road. This was actually the 5th game of the season, sorry. They were down 125-123 with 10 seconds left. What does Denver go to? Just a straight post up. And somehow the Nets don't double or anything.
And they've been doubling all night, I thought, too, if I remember.
I think you're right, yeah. And he just backs. I think it was Noah Clowney down who played 16 minutes in this game, but somehow was guarding Jokic on this play.
Yeah, and they definitely were doubling because he has 16 assists in this game.
Yeah. And he just backs him down into the paint, quick little hook shot, goes to overtime, and then Denver outscores them 19-14 in overtime for the win.
And this game was the 4th game of the year.
If you remember, was at a time in the season where we were very stressed out. Of course, looking back to last year, the Nuggets had a really bad start to the season. They lost the opener against the Thunder.
Started 1-2.
Lost the next game to the Clippers, were 0-2. Then go out on this road trip. They beat the Raptors in the 3rd game of the season in overtime.
Barely, yeah. Hardly inspiring.
That was a 40-pointer from Jokic. They needed that. And then they go to Brooklyn, the worst team in the league, or arguably the worst team in the league last year. They need overtime to beat them and just a ridiculous Jokic game.
It was going to be this way most of the year.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the record, just the Yoke, please save us.
Yeah.
Although Russ, 22 points off the bench, shout out.
Great game from Russ. Yeah. 22 off the bench in 21 minutes, 10 of 10 from the line, 5 assists, 1
10 of 10
turnover.
from the line for Russ in 2025 is a small miracle.
Yeah. Also, just looking at the box score, you can tell at what point in the season this was. Dario Saric played 12 minutes.
Oh, those were, I think, this is probably his longest, like this chunk of 12 minutes, maybe his single game high.
Yeah. And I believe, this was his, second to last, or maybe like third to last game in the rotation of the season. Followed this up by playing 5 minutes against the Timberwolves, and that was pretty much it.
There's, if you go deep enough online, you can find some pushback to the Val pickup, as in, he's not that good anymore. Maybe recent years he hasn't been.
Is he
as
getting
good.
Saric comps?
Or his defense is bad? No, my point being, brother, it was Saric and Zeke Naji. So he could be washed and he could still be an upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, dark times. Not fun to revisit the bench stuff at all.
AG was great in this game. 24 points, 8 of 11 shooting in 33 minutes. Porter played 41 minutes.
4 of 7 from 3.
24 from Jamal.
Pretty sure I had a pretty bad crash out during this game watching the bench minutes and just it was bad.
Well, this was at the point in the season where we were like, shit, we might be in trouble with this bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
We thought we might be in trouble, but seeing 4 games in a row of it.
And it wasn't even like their worst bench game, honestly.
No, it was actually a decent bench game.
But it's just still.
Saric was only -3. Strawler was only -3. But it was just probably pretty obvious at this point that it wasn't going to be a good formula.
Yeah, the Saric stuff in particular.
Yeah. If we just, run through some of Jokic's games that you probably remember, these were 5 that you might have forgotten, but that you probably remember. Of course, 61, 10, and 10 against the Timberwolves. That was in a loss.
Oh, I don't want to do this part.
So that didn't fit this exercise. 61, 10, and 10, though. 61, the career high. 18 of 29 shooting in this game. 19 of 24 from the free throw line.
In a loss. On a team that almost made the Western Conference Finals and beat the eventual champion.
Yeah.
So, just as far as analyzing that team for a year, that was fun.
I think I know why they lost the 61, 10, and 10 game just looking at the box score. Zeke played 11 minutes, -17.
It is important to remember that as much as Zeke has been put behind the 8 ball at times, playing out of position, it's also been really bad. It's just been really bad.
We also had the 56-point game that I just touched on briefly against the Wizards, the loss at the Wizards that prompted Yoke to threaten his teammates' paychecks. 56, 16, and 8 in 39 minutes. The Nuggets' next highest leading scorer was Julian Strawther with 18. Then it was Christian Brown with 14. They let Jordan Poole go for 39. That was this game.
A lot of people get to laugh at Jordan Poole on the internet. Nuggets fans, we don't really get to fully join in on that one.
This one did not make my cut, but deserves a mention. 46, 9, and 10 against the Spurs, January 4th last year, in a 11-point OT win.
Again, of course, that's on Wemby, who, no matter how young or still developing defensively, just a finished product.
Yeah.
And not, or near one. Not enough.
This one I thought about including, but did not. We can touch on the 30-20-20 game. Yeah, we all know against the Suns and OT. Thank God for the Suns, but of course, just an all-time game. First 30-20-20 ever.
OT with the Suns. Yeah.
But the one that almost made the cut for me was 18 points, 9 rebounds, 19 assists. His second highest assist mark of his career, but before the 22 in that 30-20-20 game. 19 assists against the Pacers. That was in a 125-116 win.
Nice. It's crazy I think D-Line mentioned this, or Kale brought it up, actually. the difference mentally versus sort of who you thought your favorite team was playing when they played the Pacers this year versus who they revealed themselves to be over time.
Yeah.
It's really drastic. Like some people might be like, nice win, but it's only the Pacers. Like that team went to the finals, game 7.
Well, if you
Probably
remember,
would have won if Halliburton.
Michael Malone's last game as the Nuggets coach was against the Pacers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that felt like a devastating loss at the time, and it ultimately proved to be for ownership.
Right.
But in the moment, we're like, they looked like that against a middling Eastern Conference team.
Right.
Because that's what the Pacers kind of were at that time.
You just weren't feeling like, yeah, that's a game you still should have gone out and won.
Yeah.
Pacers, I mean, back-to-back years where they really were that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone kind of like pat on the head, cute little run, or forget about you. But no, I mean, that's some sustained serious success. Obviously, this year she'll be different.
This Jokic game, the 19 assist game against the Pacers, did line up with a good Zeke game. 14 points off the bench.
That's for you
24
fives.
minutes.
That's for you fives in the chat.
Yeah. DeAndre Jordan also played in this game. He was a -8 in 9 minutes, but
He's officially not on the roster.
he's not on any roster.
He's not on any roster.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he gets a deal anywhere.
He's a guy that has a lot going on too. Like he just has a lot of interests, and I think like business investments, and you know maybe he's considering whatever's next as well at this stage, or maybe not. Maybe not. People have been trying to push DeAndre Jordan into retirement for a while, and still has something to contribute.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he would coach? Like maybe not this year, but even just long term. Do you think that's something he'd be interested in?
No, I do.
I could see it. I could probably see it as a like player development / assistant coach, maybe in the Darrell Arthur role slightly.
I mean, young guys like him.
Yeah.
The young guys really liked him. They really liked Jeff. They really liked KCP. They loved their vets, and he was a big part of that.
36, 22, and 11 for Jokic against the Jazz at Utah, December 30th, 132-121. That's just the monster game.
I like how it's really just his entire season.
Westbrook. Oh, this was one of the dueling triple-double games.
Now we're
16, 10, and 10 for Westbrook. Both of them had a triple-double.
Shout out that happening for no reason other than it was one of my most popular graphics ever.
A great graphic from Kale from that game as well.
It was also the most fun stretch of the regular season.
Yeah.
It really was.
It really
and
was.
that was the stuff, for however sure or unsure you were about Russ and contained roles and stuff, on a minimum, no one else was going to raise to that ceiling that he did when Murray was out and they were doing triple doubles together. Like no one was going to do that for you on a minimum. No one except Russell Westbrook. And it was in those moments you saw his value. And to remember now, it was in those moments it was actually just not just holding your breath, but straight up fun to have Russ on the Nuggets. And it was like, man, how did this guy is not what the league said he was. We're enjoying this ride. He really stepped up.
And that was the case a lot of games. This was also, I think, a perfect Westbrook game too. I think he shot perfect from the field.
I mean, he actually really had a great season, and he had a good first round. Yeah. He was, I think statistically, and I'm not like saying this to be antagonistic, I think statistically he was like the least productive player in all of the second round. Well, we do know
also like broke his hand too.
We do know he played through some serious injuries. So, I mean, again, I understand, I think as of right now why Russ isn't on the team. But even with all this time that's passed, I just look back at it and I go, it was good that he was on the team last year.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned the 30-20-20 game against the Suns.
Yeah, we should probably mention it at least. Maybe my favorite game from last year, just in terms of regular season stuff from Jokic. I mean, 30-20-20 is just ridiculous to look at, but it was actually 31, 21, and 22.
It almost looks cleaner if you make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
in 39 minutes in 45 minutes.
I mean, that was truly like a white whale we used to talk about and be like, I wonder if it'll ever happen. And then it actually happened.
That was the Phoenix game we were talking, right?
Yeah, Phoenix and OT.
And it went to OT because it looked like briefly Jokic had Christian Brown for a game-winning 3. And then was it Kevin Durant in the corner? Like Kevin Durant?
I didn't go back and watch.
Someone springs open like inexplicably in the corner and hits that 3, which ends up being a huge blessing in disguise because this happened.
Yeah. 13 of 22 shooting.
There it is in the chat.
3 of 7 from 3. Yeah, good call. 2 of 3 from the line. He only took 3 free throws in this game.
Classic.
Third of run points, just 3 free throws. 3 steals as well. Yeah, Durant had 29. Booker had 34. Nick Richards had 18. Bol started this game for the Suns. Mason Plumlee had 18 points and 11 rebounds off the bench for Phoenix in this game.
And that was a DNVR takeover game as well. That's right, Carrot Hammer. That was a fun one.
We had a takeover game for the 2020 game.
Yeah, we did. Because it was almost a sick game winner, and then it was almost a nightmare, and then it ended up being a dream come true.
Dude, how lucky are we, man?
Very lucky.
How lucky are we?
Very, very lucky.
A couple news items that we can finish out with on today's show. The Nuggets are holding training camp in San Diego. We'll be out there for it, of course. They're also playing a preseason game in San Diego as well against the Timberwolves.
Is this just because the Wolves are also already out there? I mean,
they're already out. They're doing
what I'm saying,
camp in San Diego too.
That's what I'm trying to suss out why you would do this, unless it's just that, like, well, they're both already out there.
Right. It seems like a long way or a random place for Minnesota to go for a preseason game if they're not doing camp out there. Right. Maybe they are.
Like, neither of you need this, but maybe you're just both already out there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's my first thought. I'm excited, though, for camp. I mean, camp, it's all talk for the most part. But again, I would just, if you remember in 2023, the camp talk was really exciting and encouraging. And it starts there, you can kind of pick up on it. And then a lot of things have to go right from there, and trials and tribulations and hurdles to clear. But there are some questions you can answer about, like, where the team is at heading into a year around camp. And I'm excited to pick up on some of that.
Was the Julian Strawther preseason, was that last preseason?
What do you mean particularly?
When he shot, when he was like the best player in the league in preseason?
Oh, I don't quite remember actually.
Do you remember that? I was like going back in the DNVR, Twitter, just looking at some stuff today, and we had a graphic that was like Julian Strawther is setting the world on fire in preseason.
Okay.
I think that might have been this last preseason. Like, he was incredible in the preseason. I think it might have been this last year.
Was it? Yeah, because he had 33 points against the Wolves. You're right, 33 points. Ooh.
He was like incredible.
It's like the best game he's ever played. Yeah.
33 points, 5 of 8 from 3, 8 of 13 overall. Yeah, it was against Minnesota. So yeah, that should be fun. It's I think the first preseason game, so maybe our first chance to see some of these guys. It will be against Minnesota, and in San Diego at Pechanga Arena, which I looked up. You always wonder, like, why are they going to San Diego? Well, they've been there in the past. They like it out there for preseason. They have a good setup, nice hotel. They just like being in San Diego right on the beach for preseason. But why are they playing at Pechanga Arena? I looked it up. Kroenke owns it.
That checks out.
It's like Pechanga Arena, part of the next, Kroenke real estate project.
Right. That completely checks out. It's so funny. I was like these kind of almost random one-off arenas that you don't think about. Yeah. It just sort of seems like in such a unbefitting place for NBA players to play. Like we already talked about when LeBron went to San Diego for his Lakers debut on a court that was wet, that had like aquarium hand paintings on the
that's the court I thought this was going to be.
That's what I thought of in my head as well. Exactly the first thing.
But this is a different arena, Pechanga Arena.
Well, it's nice that something can work out neatly for Stan Kroenke.
I don't know if Stan Kroenke owns it, but I'm reading here, is the lead investor in the Midway Rising redevelopment project, which includes this.
Okay.
Arena.
All right. Well, Pechanga it is. We'll be there. Will we?
We will be there. Yeah, I think we will be there.
I guess we will be there, yeah.
The other item I saw that I want to hit on, the Los Angeles Chargers put out a social media video. Did you see this?
I did see this. This made me actually really happy.
Nikola Jokic's emotional reaction to winning the biggest horse race in Serbia.
It's an incredible reaction video, man. It's like we're so desensitized to this stuff, and we know. I like D-Line's theory. He's definitely a few beers in here. But look at this. Look at how much it means to him.
I know, man.
And is that for Keenan Allen re-signing? You know what? I get it because he's.
Do we approve of other non-Denver teams using Jokic content?
Yes, I do.
I think I'd be okay with it if it wasn't a division rival.
Right,
Like,
we do hate the Chargers.
Oh, that's right. We hate the Chargers.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what? That's like, you got to use our guy to get the interactions. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm okay with it if it's not the Chargers or
Okay,
the
you're right.
Raiders or the Chiefs.
I did forget we're in Broncos country. It's already rolling in the chat. That ringless poverty franchise has no business using a champion.
you.
Like, yeah. San Diego, terrible. All right, cool. Now we know how they feel. Fair enough. The answer is no.
Yeah. Do we have any super chats, Kale?
We've got 2, and then I guess we can maybe hit nostalgia corner for a little bit.
From Kyle M. Hey, vote.
Hey, Kyle.
And from iNugs.
For yesterday's show, Nostalgia Corner,
Yeah.
I met Nene when I was 10 years old. His hands were bigger than my torso, and his wife was probably 6'8". Also, Najra, nostalgia.
Eddie Nahara. There he
Nahara.
is. Queued up
haven't
in
gotten them
nostalgia
yet.
corner.
He looks like CT.
So this picture, some people love these jerseys. I hate them. But this was like, of course, in the powder blue era. But this specific jersey, there's a corner of the internet that loves them. I don't like them.
There's a specific generation of Nuggets fans that I think they were the ones they grew up with, so they really love them.
I only think they use those for like a season or two.
I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
Some things take on this kind of second life where they're ugly in a specific way that people kind of think are cool years later.
This one, this just screams late 2000s NBA jerseys
Yeah.
to me.
It's like shiny and it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
They were trying to do way too much.
It kind of looks terrible to wear and play in. Like it looks
It
thick
looks
and
heavy.
hot, heavy. Yeah,
I think
heavy.
it was in the heavy jersey era.
Yeah.
Like today, the jerseys are so light you can barely feel them. But
That's what it is,
They
yeah.
looked heavier back in the day.
100%. You looked like I wouldn't play in the park in that.
Yeah. Something that if the Nuggets brought back the powder blues for a game, that would go crazy on the internet.
Just one game.
Just one game. They should do it in a preseason game, I almost think.
I love that.
How would the powder blue look with the current matte jersey style though? Because those were always very shiny or at least big jerseys.
Well, they
with
did
the
have
current
one season of the powder blue non-metallic.
Jokic's rookie year, but
And they
I thought
looked pretty
they
bad.
looked weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the color works with the matte way that they make jerseys now.
Yeah. If they could bring back the powder blue with that old school shiny look for one game, that would be a cool move.
Evan says, do it for Christmas. I love it.
Oh,
Even though
that
you would,
would-
obviously, I don't think you'd be
Yeah.
able to do that, but that'd be awesome.
do we think the Nuggets are going to play on Christmas this year?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. Is their lease up as 2023 champs? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I would love if they brought the powder blue jerseys back for a game. I remember it might have been one of the first games I ever covered as a media person, but they wore the original white rainbow skylines for when they retired Dikembe Mutombo's jersey. I think that was before your time, but this was 2016. They brought those out of the blue. That seems like such a crazy thing to do. They could never do, but somehow they did. The white rainbow skyline, they made a new version of it and wore it that night, and they looked awesome.
So, you know what? It can be done. Evan, I love your idea.
Yeah, I guess it can be done.
I also miss the one-off jerseys that they used to do for holidays and special events
totally,
and stuff.
man.
Why don't we do St. Patrick's Day jerseys anymore? Those
Why don't
were
we
so
do
fun.
Christmas jerseys?
Yeah.
They used to do Christmas jerseys every year, and it was some years it was a cool script, and they looked just different and cool. I don't know how they don't do those.
Yeah, they should, because then it's just another thing you can sell too.
Yeah,
There's really
we
nothing to
posted
lose.
on our Twitter account today some nickname jerseys. Remember when they did that for a game?
I do remember that. Yeah, that was ridiculous though.
I would buy up a Mr. Nugget jersey as soon as that was released.
An AG32 Mr. Nugget jersey would sell.
That's an all-time jersey.
It'd sell out
The
immediately.
first person I see in a custom Aaron Gordon Mr. Nuggets jersey, I feel like that's a thing someone should own.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. Kale, hit that outro music. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. on this Wednesday afternoon. You're going out of town.
I am. I'm going to an undisclosed location for a week.
Adam's out of town. D-Line's out of town. It's just me. I've got a guest coming on tomorrow. Our guy, Ryan Blackburn.
Whoa, crossover episode.
Will be in this seat with me tomorrow. I'm going to think of some fun stuff for me and him to do on the show tomorrow.
That should be a great show, man. I love podding with Ryan. It's always fun.
RB in studio. Excited for that. Going to talk about the offseason, what he thinks of all the moves. That should be fun. And then we'll have a casual Friday for you guys on Friday to round up the week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Throw us a like. Click that like button before you head out of here. We'd really appreciate it. Everybody hanging out in the chat. Talk to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.